Hello everyone and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I'm Reverend Tiffany, White Sage Woman, and I'm very pleased to be with you this evening, even though I was questioning it about a couple hours ago. Just because of, well, lots of things we can talk about, of how we feel physically, mentally, spiritually. And I was having a really good busy day, as always, and when I say busy, I do take time out. That includes the quiet time, so to speak, and nature time, and I like to spend my quiet time outside. So it's very nice get to do that, even if it's still rather warm and humid, but it's all right. Like fall's around the corner. But a couple of hours ago, I started to get this extreme, discomfort. Let me just say that. The discomfort in my stomach area. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? And I'm like, do I need to cancel the show? And then I was like, no, let me sit down and let me talk. Let me check with the guides. Let me check with of course, angels, guides, everyone they communicate with. Those for the highest and greatest only, though. Let me see if I need to, what's going on, and if I need to just pamper myself or just go on, if I'll be able to do the show. So they're like, no, you can do the show. It's just like, remember your body feels. A lot of us are so in tune to the earth that we feel certain changes, the energetic changes, weather and patterns, so forth and so on, and whatever. Now, I want to ask how many of you the last week have maybe felt off, and I know we've talked about some of the symptoms, so to speak, the ascension symptoms before, where you can feel off balance. You're standing still, and suddenly all of a sudden it's like you're going into this spin. You feel like you're off balance. You can feel like electrical surges going through you sometimes. I mean, just very brief, and almost it just feels strange and different. Electrical impulses within your body. We're just really picking up on so many things. But one of the things that, when sitting down and was listening, okay, and I hadn't felt this in a while, so it took me a few minutes to, oh, that's right, because I live near the water, so I'm so used to picking up on water activity. But I was actually feeling a lot of earth shifts, and I was like, is that an earthquake? But then there was like a lot of fire. And then I saw an image of a volcano. So I don't know where all the volcanoes are everywhere, but I really did start to feel that. I started to feel a lot of there's just note that that it could be one or two, but I saw one volcano. It's going to surprise everybody because it's been dormant for a while. It's been dormant for a while, but there's some activity. And we're going to find this too, is that volcanoes that haven't gone off in hundreds of thousands of years are going to suddenly, it's going to just get so hot and fiery, and it's just going to blow. And so that this felt like was a reigniting, so to speak, of the flames, the reigniting of something that hasn't been on fire in a long time. And so what happens when you feel something like that? In case y'all are wondering too, those who are very plugged into the earth, to the weather, to just those that are very plugged in. So you may ask, what do we do? Why are we feeling this? Well, of course, we're all connected. We feel everything. And what can we do? The best thing we can do is by being. Just sit, and it's like I said, I didn't get a location on this volcano, but I just immediately, I send love and light to send healing out to that particular volcano and just to the Earth's grid, just to put it all out there to whatever needs it. All right, our Earth is a living being, so just to put that healing out there for all beings. All right. So I didn't do the normal welcome everyone that's listening, whether it's live on video, on TV, or you're listening through the radio. For those that are listening to the radio, I just would like you to know, I know that the intro there gave the call-in number, but I am not taking any calls on the show this evening. I've got the radio activated just so I can record the radio show, and to give those an opportunity that do like to call in to listen to the show. Alright, but if you are near a computer, I do highly recommend you to view this on TV, on the Goldylocks Productions CT for Connecticut.com, and it's Goldylocks with a Y. You can view this show on TV. So the link is in the radio write-up, by the way, in case for those who are, maybe on radio. So come on over to TV. There's a chat box on TV. You can communicate with each other, with the other viewers, and even with myself. You can ask me non-psychic questions. No psychic readings, that type of thing. I like to use my show time as an opportunity for some channeling, because I've had a lot of ascended masters lately that they just, and this is the time a lot of us are. It's not just, me, There's a lot of us who we can know and we feel something's up. Even if you are paying attention, something is up energetically. These shifts and these changes are happening, whether you are aware of them or not. It is happening. And so a lot more ascended masters now are excited that there's channels who are open and willing to communicate. And so they're going to the conduits, to the messengers, so to speak. So I like to use the showtime for that. I do a lot of readings and healing sessions during the week. So this is my opportunity to really allow for those that need some spiritual divine guidance during these times, for these divine beings to come through at this time. Alright, so and I recommend that you only watch the show on TV or listen to it on the radio. Please don't do both, because there is a 3 to 5 second delay that will be very annoying. So whether you can watch me on TV or listen to me on the radio, either way, welcome everyone. And even if you're going to catch this show in archives instead, I am very grateful for each and every one of you, and sitting in Sacred Circle with all of us this evening. And I'm sorry if you hear a little feedback in the background. I do have the AC on, and I noticed that it's cranking a little bit more than usual. So, but hey, we need it. So, anyway, all right. So back to what I was talking about is paying attention to how we are feeling, and we're all feeling different. Some people will be feeling, or we hear a buzzing in the ear. Sleep patterns I can sleep through the night, but oddly I do. It's not odd, I know why. I do wake up after 3, 3 or 4. I go back to sleep though. But we can feel the energetic shifts, the energies that's always coming and going. Yes, even in our bedrooms, and that's what wakes us up. And we can, though, set up healthy boundaries, and that's I'm going to go more into boundaries in a little bit. Most definitely we can set up healthy boundaries. And all that consists of, believe it or not, so very easy, is just to put that command, that intention out there. Hey, Spirit, when I'm sleeping, when I'm laying down in this bed, do not bother me. Alright? You need to say, don't come into the bedroom. Don't come in this room during nighttime. And you know, so you got to put that out there. Especially you have animals, you don't want the dogs or cats to be freaked out and waking you up either. So there's just so many things. Your sleep patterns can increase or decrease. It just depends on. There's some people who said they feel really tired all the time, and some who say that they're very hyper. It seems like so many different types, extremes of symptoms, and that's okay. Just be gentle with yourself, and I think one of the worst things we can do is just to rush to the doctor for every little thing that we feel is off and wrong. Now, if you're tapping into that there is something that you really need to go see a doctor for, then that's fine. But you know, we have so many different, we can feel different every day, is one of the things I'm trying to express as well, is that you can have different symptoms every day. It doesn't mean you have multiple symptoms or multiple diseases going on within you. Oh my goodness, something is really wrong. No, nothing's really wrong. What's happening is that everything that has been wrong, all of that energy that's been trapped in our body is coming out now. It really is, and it doesn't just come out with one full whoosh. It's gone. You know, that would be too easy, wouldn't it? And it really has nothing to do with easy or hard. What it does have to do is that think about how long we have abused ourselves or allowed abuse. Years and years and years. And then if we bring over past life luggage, then we have all of that too. So it really does take a long time for us to build up all of and store these negative feelings we have inside of us, but it has to be released. It can't stay inside, or else it's just going to make us sick. All right, and that's where it comes from. And unresolved emotions you don't allow yourself to feel, that gets stored within you, and that does a lot of damage too. So this is a great time for everyone, women and men, to really work on balancing the masculine and feminine energies. All right. So balancing what's called those opposites energies, but they're actually, you know, part of the whole. When I've talked about that before too. There isn't opposites. It's just different degrees of oneness. Different degrees of oneness. All right. So I like to give a crystal message, and the crystal message for this week is lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli. Very powerful, very powerful stone. Very gorgeous blue. For those of you who don't know what it looks like, all you gotta do is just start typing lapis in your Google search, and I'm sure it'll come up. Lapis, lapis lazuli, and you'll see how beautiful it is. It's like Egyptian type of stone. Goes all the way back to Egypt. So this is a powerful and mystical stone. It provides clarity and insight into your destiny. Into your destiny. The soul mission. This is the #1 question everyone has when we're here, right? Why am I here, and what am I supposed to be doing? Oh, so does it give you all the answers? It helps you. It helps you. Okay, I'm understanding a little bit more. I also like to give the message from power animals because these are all nature beings. Crystals and gemstones, I ask you, where do they come from? They come from the earth. Alright, and nature fires them, so to speak, cools them, produces them. I personally prefer gemstones and crystals in as raw of a state as possible. So I feel like really polished, gemstones and jewelry. And the thing is that it's manipulated by man. The more man handles it, and oh look, it's beautiful, isn't it? What's wrong with it in its raw form? Alright, so learn to appreciate. And so most people probably could even recognize what a gemstone or crystal looks like if they saw it in the raw form. It just is amazing and astounding how much polishing and work goes into making these fine pieces of jewelry. But I'd rather just have the raw ones, and they are more powerful. They really are. When you sit down and just communicate with it, meditate with it, it just hold it in your hand and feel, and it feels more powerful. Alright, so the power animal is raccoon. A raccoon, and I actually laughed like a raccoon, but a raccoon represents and symbolizes understanding the nature of masks. And not just our mask, but others' masks as well. Just masks in general. They do have a lot of curiosity, but it's balancing curiosity. They're able to rebalance themselves very quickly if their curiosity throws them off balance. Alright. And also they symbolize seeking guidance and confidence. So seeking guidance and confidence. Self-confidence, and then maybe guidance. We all do that. We all are in that seeking and searching. Right? Alright. So I need to take another sip of water. Hope everyone's staying hydrated. Oh, alright. Oh, and before I get into the type of energies that we're in right now, planetary, I would like to talk about a product with you real quickly. Share this with everyone. Those of you who know, I am a holistic practitioner, which means I like to cover everything in your body, mind, body, and soul. All right, the complete package. So I do have. I have taken some herbal courses. I do have one certification. When I go back and finish that. So I also do support and am an independent distributor for a particular really big herbal and supplement distributor. And I came across this product that I want to share with you, and I've used it for 2 months now. I wanted to use it first. I did recommend it. I mean, I did feel and notice a change within 1 week and started to share with everybody. But after taking it for a month or two, I can tell you, I feel, other than feeling the earth changes, I feel really good. And this is liquid oxygen. It's called liquid O2 or O2 drops. It's called O2 drops. Oops, I'm getting a glare here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, this is what the bottle looks like. They come in just a couple of different sizes. You can find this on my website, which is whitesagewoman.com. For those of you who are watching in archives, it's White Sage Woman. I'm saying sage, like the herb, White Sage Woman, or like the seer, sage. So this is liquid oxygen. I was really intrigued by this. I saw this online and was really intrigued. So just want to give you a little bit of about it, a little synopsis of what is it. The O2 drops with activated stabilized oxygen and LTS and minerals. It has minerals. And this is if anything, this society, we are depleted of minerals. Google minerals and see what they are. And these are the things that our bodies need. Without sufficient minerals, this is where we get sick. But I was very impressed, was just reading about it and how it improves at a cellular level. I love things that improve on a cellular level. Alright, it helps with blood circulation, the assimilation of nutrients, digestion. It helps you with the abilities to think, feel, and act, require oxygen-related energy production. So, this was designed by a doctor, but this is what it can do for you. I'm going to read, and I'll let you know. Yes, no. Can dramatically boost energy levels. Yes. Except for I find that when you take it before bed, it makes me sleep so much. Oh, sleep is beautiful. So much more beautiful with the liquid oxygen. May help strengthen the immune system. Of course, heightens your concentration and alertness. Has a calming effect. Helps relieve headaches. Reduces symptoms of hangovers. Okay now. Helps improve blood circulation without drug side effects, and that is true. I have really felt that. Now I have varicose veins in my legs, and so you can tell when there's improved circulation because of how your veins feel, and I have really felt that flowing. All right. It may help the liver in cleansing itself of toxins. That helps with inflammatory conditions, skin and acne. It can help make the skin look more beautiful. Helps relieve pain and itching of bug bites and skin rashes. Helps with dental and oral care, actually. Has been clinically proven to reduce gum disease and kill bacteria in the mouth. And can be used as a gargle to relieve sore throat. It's safe and natural. There we go. I mean, there's just so many things that people have tried this with and done this with. And then there's the other one has a little brochure. There's brochures that come with it. And the other one has the referrals. And there's a lot of athletes. Pro athletes, Olympians, triathlon champions, golf pros, cyclists, athletes who use this as part of their training regimen. But we're all not usually training, not like this anyway. Our training is more spiritual. It's a little different. But this helps. It really has. And I say it's drops, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. You take the top off and it looks like this little dropper, right? Now you drop it under your tongue. You take it under your tongue. It says 15 drops or 1 milliliter sublingually, which means under the tongue 3 times a day. And you take it 30 minutes before you eat or an hour after. And so I like to take it first thing. I wake up in the morning. You know, I'm taking this. If I happen to remember during the day, because my, afternoons get pretty busy. If I happen to remember in the afternoon, then I'll take it again, and definitely I'll take it before bedtime. So I get my three times a day in. But again, it's under the tongue, and you just because that's the fastest way for it to absorb into your body is under the tongue. Little warning with this, because some people, you have to stand in front of a mirror to see it, to make sure it's getting under the tongue. And I try to be careful so that I'm not contaminating the little dropper part either. I don't want it touching my tongue, because I also share these drops with my husband and with my sons when they come over. And it's like, here, try it. Here, you need this. Here, take this. The little warning though is don't put it on a spoon and then try to take it that way, because metal interacts with it. Okay, so don't put drops. Don't put it on the spoon. But you should get all that information with it anyway. For those that want to order through me, you get a PDF. I'll email you some do's and don'ts, I should say, with the O2 drops. But again, you can find that information on my website, whitesagewoman.com. There is a separate tab for O2 drops. I think it's O2 drops or O2 liquid oxygen, something like that. I forget how I have it labeled now, but just go check it out if you want more information about that. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to message me, and I'll clarify that for you. And it's messages on anything you hear this evening, anything you come across my website, anything we talk about. Hey, just message me and contact me. The best way, email me. My phone number is also on the website. You can text me. Just don't. And if you call, leave a message. But I'm usually very busy. I don't just answer my phone if I'm not expecting a phone call. So that's why I say best way is I check email a lot every day. So I will get back to people depending on how many I get in one day. But I'm really good with responding and replying back to emails and text messages. All right. So what do we have going on energetically too, other than just feeling the earth changes? And today is the start, and it's so funny when I say the day is the start of Mercury retrograde. It's not that bad, but it's not like, okay, the calendar supposed, 9:04 a.m. this morning. Mercury's, got a stopwatch. Okay, right now, retrograde. No, it doesn't do that. Because there's a phase before it starts into full blown. Just like the full moon, when the moon's at its fullest, it's kind of the same thing. When Mercury starts to go retrograde, and it stays till the 21st, September 21st. So this is almost a month. It's about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks of retrograde. Now, the only thing that it's going to affect is communication, of course, technology, communication. Don't buy anything new during this time, major, like a house, a car, appliances. Don't sign any contracts. Those types of things. You're going to have some difficulties. And even if it does seem like it's going really smooth, when Mercury goes direct again, everything's going to fall apart. All right, because it's like building your house on sand. All right, it may be good for a little bit, but then when Mercury goes direct, bam, here comes a wave and knocks your house over. It's not stable at all. So this is not a stable time to sign contracts or buy anything major-wise new. All right, and again, that's houses, even signing leases on apartments, and just all these types of big type of contracts. All right, so, and Thursday we also have a new moon and a partial solar eclipse. Oh my goodness. Say it isn't so. Well, I'll briefly go over of this. I did get this online. I printed it out. And everything I seem to print out lately is such a small font. Seriously. So anyway, a new moon, we know this. A new moon is always a great time to reset and refine intentions. All right, this is for us a great time to go within and to work with on ourselves. All right, this is a perfect opportunity to do that. If this makes you, the ones who's going to have the hardest time during Mercury retrograde are the ones that are uncomfortable with it, or that are uncomfortable with the whole thought and process of I have to do my inner work now. All right. And they're the ones that are going to have a hard time, but You need to do it. You just need to do it. We can't run and hide. A lot of us think that we can. And I think that's just it. Many people realize now you can't run and hide. There's nothing to hide from. It gets into our bodies and will make us sick if we don't address it. All right, so it's a great time to go within and take care of our inner work. We are moving into a time of, I'm sorry, I have to pull this up a little closer, of consolidating and collecting our energies for what's to come with this new moon. And it's a great time to review where you've been and where you want to go. And I always say it's a great time to plant seeds. Plant the seeds of intentions. What would you like to do and manifest? Set your intentions now. What do you want to see grow from the time of the new moon to 2 weeks from now, from the full moon? All right. So the most important thing is to know what you want. And if you have a hard time with that, with what you want, I think all of us are pretty darn sure we know what we don't want. So you can start there. All right, if I don't want this, what do I want then? All right, but that's the important, is just to be open for possibilities for something new. Okay? So that's just everything with the new moon, Mercury retrograde. Again, a great time to go within. The first few days of September is going to be, you're going to have to make some inner decisions and personal commitments. But this is what's going to spring us into action for the future. This is one of the most powerful times of setting intentions. And this is what I'm seeing repeated from a lot of astrologers. All right? So it is time to set things up right away. Realign your goals to match your heart's desires. Get the support you need and make a plan. So again, the whole plan is let's plant those seeds. Let's get those intentions that we can manifest. Be that architect. This is the time. This is the time, people, to. Oh, excuse me, I dropped my paper. This is a time for the building, all right, for the drawing, so to speak. I should say the drawing, building the plans as far as that goes, the blueprint, and then you want to make sure that blueprint's all good in time for the full moon, where we allow that to energetically be built. We hand it over to the energy contractors and let them take care of it, all right? So to the universe, and that's what intention and manifestation is all about. Is we have to create the blueprint of what we want for our highest and greatest, and turn it over to the universal and cosmic engineers, and say contractors, and say, go for it, build it now, make it happen. And it does. It happens very quickly once the ball's going. All right, so now we have it's a very astrologically, this is a very powerful month of alignments, opening with the sun, moon, and earth. They're aligning perfectly for, this is the second eclipse period of the year, of this year. So first we have the solar eclipse on Thursday, on September 1st, and it's in Virgo. Then there's a lunar eclipse on September 16th, the full moon time, in Pisces. So although it's visibly mostly across Africa and Asia, they are nonetheless felt globally, universally. It's felt everywhere. All right? So eclipses let us realign with our highest intentions. We can release at deepest levels. We can release at the deepest levels. It doesn't say we can start to feel it coming up as we're releasing and go, no, wait a minute, and grab onto it again and relive the pain as it's as it is surfacing. We don't have to hold on to that. We just observe it as it's leaving. Adios. And let it go. Alright? And I know some situations, some things are easier than others to let go and release. Just constantly working on it, that's all. Alright, so then, right, retrograde today until September 21st. We have a lot of great things happening here. The eclipse in the new moon cycle in Virgo is colored and highly influenced by Mercury's retrograde. So at the very least degree of Virgo, our thinking and communicating messenger, which is neutral, alright, check this out, decides now to reverse and give us another 5 weeks in Virgo to shine. A critical, discriminating eye on all our plans, refining and organizing what we want to help bring into manifestation and helping us to really feel into the thought patterns ready to be released that serve an old consciousness. So this is, you know, shadow self, shadow work, releasing. You hear all these words that talk about the same thing. This is really, it's going to be tough for those that your own emotions bother you. Your own dark part of who you are bothers you. Please don't let it bother you. Why don't you give it love instead? Be gentle with yourself. You know, how do you, you're just gonna, how do you respond if you're tough on yourself? You get defensive. But how do you respond with love? Oh, that's beautiful. We should treat ourselves with love and respect and be gentle with ourselves. Okay? During this whole process, there's going to be things that come up that you've thought you've taken care of, and you're just going to keep taking care of it. It's okay. It's all right. All right, and so then I think that was everything. Yeah. But this is there's a lot of shifting and changing this forecast for September. September is not the time to lose focus. And when you think about the number 9 with September, it's the end, it's the completion. We're really completing what we need to get done for this year. Is it interesting? You may see some companies and even our government, the fiscal year starts in October on number 1. And that for a lot, September is the end of a business year. Well, there's a reason why, because 9 is completion. So we have some very powerful planets, and not just planets, but like the moon and the eclipses, solar and lunar. It's going to really push us into making this happen, and pushing and supporting our growth and development more than ever before. We've all been working and growing, and a lot of us are feeling like even that's picking up speed. It's going faster now, and you can feel like you're having a really good day one day and then a really tough day the next. It's okay. It's all part of it. Okay. It's we're all bipolar. We all go to extremes. All right, but then as we go up all these different degrees of the pole, so to speak, from one end to the next, right in the center is what? Neutral and balance. And that's where we want to be. That's what we should focus on. And it doesn't mean ignoring the dark and light parts of ourselves either. All right, no, not at all. That's not going to help it. Oh. Oh. Anyway, ever since like I said in the beginning, connecting with that volcano, whew, the fire, it's like I just can't put the fire out. I'm drinking a lot of water, so I still feel a little off from that too, which I'm sure many of you could probably feel that, but it's okay. And that's why it was important for me to have my show anyway, and to let you see that we're all going through something. All right, we're all going through these changes, and that it's okay, and be gentle with yourself. All right, now I did have a beautiful question that was asked to me earlier from a beautiful lady. I had her, she was my special guest actually last week, Amla, and I encourage you to visit her website. I'm saying Amla, A as in Alpha, M as in Mary, L as in Luna, oh, and then A as in Alpha again. Amla. I was going too slow. But I'm spelling it out for you so that you can see her website. Amla Inspires. She's a wonderful, powerful, motivational speaker. And you can read all about her experiences in her journal, in her journey. But so she had asked me a question to discuss on air during the show. And her comment was that she's been having a struggle in setting boundaries with others. She has the part of saying no and speaking her mind down. There's no problem there. She can tell people no and is speaking her mind. All right. It's when she speaks her truth and people seem to override her sense of perspective that she struggles with. She has a hard time with that. So what she's asked, what's a healthy approach when people disregard your thoughts and feelings, even when you are attempting to set healthy boundaries? So you're trying to set healthy boundaries for yourself and just expressing who you are. And someone comes along and is just, there's people out there who just gets joy, as sick as it may sound, from upsetting others. You know, pushing people's buttons, making them upset, making them angry, just to try to. Especially if you're saying you're spiritual, people just like to try to do that just so they can throw in your face, oh really, wow, that's real spiritual. Always take the high road with these people, or the higher vibration with them. They can't win when you're in the higher vibrations. They win when you stoop to their level. They're disrespectful. People are very disrespectful if they do not honor your boundaries. Spirit honors your boundaries. They really do. They absolutely get us and understand, and they will honor your boundaries. So how come human beings can't? Because we're rude. Yes, I know that people say, oh, there's some rude spirit too. But from experience, let me tell you, the mean, nasty, rude spirit, the ones that are stuck, they don't bother anybody until you bother them. All right? Until you give them reason to do that. So, what is a healthy approach? The healthy approach when you have someone, and unfortunately, if it's someone you can't get away from so easy, it's a stranger, that's easy. I don't have to see you again. I don't have to deal with it. Deal with it. I don't have to deal with it. Listen to the dialogue we tell ourselves too. Oh, it's such a chore if I have to deal with this person every day. If it's a coworker, what if it's your boss? What if it's even a spouse or a child or family member? People in your family that you just maybe can't get away from. You still have to set healthy boundaries for yourself. And let me tell you, the first thing you do is you stop placing blame. That's the first thing you do. You may feel like what? Because it's like, I have valid points, for my expression of who I am, and they're being rude, and it's a blame game. Believe it or not, we get caught up into, we can find fault with someone else, or We get upset because of how they're treating us. We take it too personal. We really do. We take everything so darn personal. We just need to step back and say, all right, is this person having a bad day? Is this person just being this way? What's going on here? And if you're intuitive or you're empath, you have to work through the initial, what you're feeling. You really have to work through it. Don't get stuck. Empaths have to work harder, because you can get stuck with what's called into energy vortex, where you just, oh my goodness gracious, I'm in the Wizard of Oz. I can't get out of this tornado. And we've all been there. We've all felt stuck. And then, but the storm does reside, and we can move forward. And now what do we do to make sure we don't get caught up in that again? Is keep practicing being in the upper vibrations. Whether that means meditation to you, whether that means doing something that you enjoy. What makes your heart feel so open and so good? And when we connect our heart, our sacred heart center, with the divine cosmic heart of oneness, oh my goodness, that's very powerful. And healers do this on a daily basis. Anyone can do this on a daily basis. Those who are very compassionate and loving do this on a daily basis, whether they are conscious of it or not realizing what they're doing. But it's exactly what they do. So I hope I've answered your question. Was the healthy approach, to me, short and sweet, is get in the upper vibrations as fast as you can. The upper vibrations, the upper dimensions. Just get into love. And it's funny, we say the upper vibrations, how do we get there? We have to go deep within us. It's like we have to go down to go up. Are we going down, or are we going up, or are we going everywhere? A spiral. You never really know if you're going up or down, right? But upper vibrations. And even if our mind can't understand that and is trying to make sense out of it, all we need to say is the upper dimensions, the upper vibrations, and our soul knows where to go. All right? And it's trying to keep that mind from quiet and follow the orders from the Sacred Heart Center. Now, we don't need protection in the upper vibrations. I used to do all of the protection, surround yourself with white light, do this, do that, do, in the lower vibrations. You have to have a lot of armor and tools in the lower vibration to protect yourself. Why not, though? Just get onto the TARDIS and go to the upper vibrations. Get onto the Enterprise. Get onto whatever you take to get to these upper vibrations. And we don't need protection when we're there, because everyone who is there is pure of heart and would never harm each other. Right? So, I mean, does the sun wear sunglasses? It's kind of funny and comical, right? No. All right then. So, I stopped doing protection type of boundaries, that type of thing. That now, boundaries and protection are a little different, but I've stopped asking for protection like that a long time ago. When I go to the upper vibrations, when you work with your angels, which are a much higher vibration, when you work with your dragons, remember, dragons and unicorns, which are 7th to 9th dimensional beings. Yes, they exist, they're real, and they are here to help us. They came back. A lot of these high vibrational beings, we have to think about this. We were very high vibrational at one time, such a long time ago, a lot of us can't remember. But these divine beings had to go away because humanity at that time fell at its lowest and just would not listen to them. Alright, and would actually be really cruel to them, destructive. So for their own protection, they had to go reside in the upper vibrations. No one can touch them. Nothing's extinct. They are just hiding. I shouldn't say hiding. They're residing. That's better. They're residing. Maybe at one point in time they were hiding, but it was residing, and now actually they're coming back. They're coming through the portals. They're here to help us because we're ready. We really are ready, and that should make everyone feel so much better. Oh yeah, I feel good, but I still feel bad. I feel good spiritually, but I still feel bad physically. Why? And we're just gotta fine tune everything, mind, body, and soul. But the whole thing is getting mind, body, and soul back up in alignment, and in the balance. In alignment is balanced. All right, it's in that balanced state. And remember, energy is not in a straight line. It's not in a straight line. So when we talk about balance in that neutral part, we're talking about the very center of it. Maybe the very center of the figure eight or the infinity. You know, like when I was talking about earlier, are we going up? Or are we going down? You know, and we're right in the center. And there's a lot of space pictures out there. If you Google like space pictures, there's pictures that look like this, or eyes, or oh my goodness, I am so sorry, I did not mean to yawn. Whew, see my body. You know, scientifically, when you yawn, it's not just because you're tired. Well, you can be, but your body's needing more oxygen. So just to recap, for those of you who missed the very beginning of the show, I started 2 hours ago or so. I really started to, I was fine all day, then started to finally hit like this. I was almost doubled over in pain abdominally, and I'm like, this is different. I haven't felt this way in, how long has it been? It's been a while, and what would it be? And I'm like, okay, going through the checklist, because you know, women, we have our monthly things, and it wasn't that though, you know. So I was like, no, it's not that, it's not close, it's not. I mean, you know, we go through these things. So sorry, men who are listening, but you know, hey. So I was going through the whole checklist, and then I stopped trying to appease my mind by going through this stupid checklist and just sit down and ask the guides, what's going on? Is this something that I need to be concerned about? No, this is what it is. Pretty much. We live so close to the water. I'm always connected with the water, so I know how I feel. It affects the barometric pressure, affects my ears and my head, that type of thing. So earthquakes is stomach is like that, but it was different. It was like I could feel the earthquakes, like the plates shifting, but I could feel fire on top of that. And this is why I'm drinking a lot of water, because I still feel like I've got a fire in this pit, and I'm gonna have to call in my dragons to help me a little bit more after the show, because I didn't want to sit down or lay down and go into this state and then miss my show. So I was like, all right, just get me to where I need to be for showtime. But I'm feeling there's a volcano that's been inactive, I mean, for like hundreds or thousands of years, and it's become active again. And it's yeah, that's all I'm feeling. It's like the burning, and it's getting ready to erupt, getting ready for what? But it's there's a lot of shaking and grumbling and fire. So it's, whew, just know I said that. I don't know where it is. I didn't ask to see a map, of where it may be, or to be told where it is. I just know it's there. And I've stopped asking very specific questions a long time ago unless they tell me, because what am I going to do if I have that information anyway? All I need to do, again, goes back to being, is to send out the healing. Send it out to all of Earth, to that particular location, and all the locations around it, because especially when we're talking about the Earth and the platelets and everything, you know, when it becomes misaligned, it can be miles and miles and miles away where we feel the effects too. It's like a domino effect too. When one thing triggers another, and that's the thing, is there has been some earthquakes that's triggering all this activity. All right, the earthquakes that had happened, I do believe, in Italy, and there were some others. This is triggering all of this shifting. And so anyway, so I know I could just sit down and ask the healing angels. I call them the spirit healers. They come in as beautiful light beings. They don't have a human shape. They don't have specific colors. They're just gold and white. But the rays that come from them when they give healing really is powerful. It's very, very powerful. So I can see why some people think the angels have different colors, because if they're, you know, shining those colored rays on you, that's what you're seeing. So, oh my goodness. I was gone again. It's like, woo! Where's the time gone? So easy to get carried away when we're sitting in spirit, and each of us sitting together, and feel our energies. And thank you, thank you, the viewers. It's okay if you relate. It's all right. You can rewatch it. I just want to share that part with you, because each and every one of you keep sending healing out every day. Choose a particular hour. Like mine used to be 9 o'clock in the morning. Then recently it shifted, and I think at the beginning of this year it shifted to 11. So it's between the hour of 11 and 12. And sometimes I may be prompted, and you just know this. All right, let's light some more candles and some more incense, and we got to send healing again. So feel it, send it out. We're so guilty from it if we can't see it with our eyes and it's not working, but it is. Know that we are very powerful, and we can send out this beautiful healing, and it does not go to waste at all. It will go to where it needs to be. So this is how we can help each other, all living beings at this time. All right. Well, thank you everyone for sitting in Sacred Circle with each of us this evening, or whenever you're viewing. And be sure to contact me through my website, whitesagewoman.com, if you have any questions. And if you want to find me on any of my social networks, look me up there as well. And just this last part of the show, I'm put on my show producer hat really quick. Goldylocks Temple of Healing, which is the name of my holistic practice, also owns Goldylocks Productions. And this is the 1-year anniversary of Goldylocks Productions. So check out the Goldylocks Productions website. And we have 2 new radio shows starting next week. Really excited about that. So again, the Goldylocks Productions CT for Connecticut.com. That's the production website. And it's Goldylocks with a Y. If you forget, don't worry. You can go to my website, whitesagewoman.com. Click on the About Me page, and you will find the link to Goldylocks Productions there, and you can get to the website that way. All right. So thank you, everyone, so much. I've enjoyed spending time with you. And may the obstacles to your flight be few, and the blessings along your journey be many. Good night, everyone.